broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome to Blacklist Season 2, Episode 20, Quan, Zhang, number 87. I'm Joe SanFelippo. I'm joined by the lovely Julia Cearley.
Hello. Hi, Flip. Haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a hot minute, man. Things have been a little hectic. We are so sorry. We're 4 days late, and we are bad people.
We do apologize from the bottom of our hearts.
There has been mad stuff going on.
Craziness.
Yes, and it's continuing, but we are here because we said we would, and we have to. I believe contractually obligated is the term. But we had to get this taken care of. So here we are to talk this one through. Joe Braswell is not with us today because he is a terrible person.
We're very mad at him.
And we don't like him anymore.
We're mad, Joe.
And it's sad because I've known him for so many years, but it's over. I'm going to miss him. And no, Joe has a commitment he can't get out of, so he's not able to be here today with us.
So you're stuck with us, folks.
So you have the you
get the pretty ones.
Yeah, right? The cool looking people.
Sorry.
What did we say last time we did a show? The adults have left the room. It's just
yes,
there's no adults
to run amok.
The kids are driving the car. All right. Well, let's start like a grown-up would.
Yes.
Jules, what did you think of this episode?
This was an interesting episode to me. This episode felt. I mean, first of all, I enjoyed it.
That's good.
We got some answers, kind of. Well, we moved towards some answers. Let's say
we did.
That. We moved towards another
It always
answer.
feels like we're just like we've got an arrow looks like this. We're like incrementally moving toward the point of an arrow, but we're never going to actually have a point to this arrow.
Never.
And at this point, the writers are getting lazy. There's like, you know what we're going to do, James? You just stand there and tell her you're not going to tell her.
That
that's
kind
it.
of infuriated
right?
me.
That's the whole scene?
As it infuriated Lizzie. Yes.
Right?
So she and I were soul sisters for a moment there.
Right?
I was like, are you kidding me?
Just we're not going to even try and write around this? Nope.
No.
You just tell her no. Just nope.
Not going to
Not doing it.
Not going to happen, kid.
Sorry.
Not
Sorry,
gonna
Charlie.
do it. It was a bad impression.
That was.
I'm embarrassed.
No, it was strong. It was strong. You're good. You're good. So you
aside from that, so I like getting answers. The blacklister itself, I felt like it was a little bit of a I don't know, it was a weird blacklister.
I know, right?
Chinese corpse brides.
We haven't had time to look up if that's a thing.
No, we haven't. But
we've had time, but we just haven't done it. How about that? That's a more accurate statement.
Way to throw us under the
I'm
bus.
sorry. Well, it's a true. We're 4 days late, but we haven't had time to do any research.
Okay, fine. We didn't look it up. But you will tell us all about it, I'm sure.
Yes,
Internet.
interwebs, tell us if the Chinese corpse bride thing is a real thing, and if you've done it, we don't want to hear from
Gross.
you. Gross.
You're weird. But so the blacklister, weird, kind of creepy, it definitely felt like a set up blacklister. Like this whole episode was set up for something huge to happen in the next 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, it felt like a facilitator episode.
Yeah.
Like hey, we're getting ready to do something. This isn't really a thing. Kind of it's a thing, but not really a thing.
It's kind of creepy, so we'll throw in some creepy factor, and I always love creepy factor. I always love a little gore. So I'll take that.
And I like the idea that there's ghosts. Ghosts are fun, always.
Ghosts are fun.
Yeah.
Bad juju is fun.
Yeah, bad juju's real. And
because Lizzie has had the best of luck up until now.
She's just been one lucky kid. I had mixed reaction to this episode. There was some stuff I really enjoyed. I like Red playing hurt. I like watching him, doing the laps with Dembe. You should have killed me. Just let me die. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how it's James Spader, so he Spaders it up, and he's so good. So I bought that he had just been shot a few days ago, maybe not 5 days ago, but whatever.
He's Red. He recovers quickly.
That's how he does it, man.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed I enjoyed Harold and Smiling Tom coming clean a little bit. Tom was just laying it down.
Well, there's no need to keep up the ruse anymore.
Right? I'm
it's
in.
Happening. You know all about it.
I'm not gonna. Why dick around with this? Listen, here's the thing, Harold. I own you now, and that's it, and that's the bottom line, and that's we're moving forward.
I just got to say, I think it was Joe Braswell, since I'm still mad at him, who last week said that he thought Tom Connolly probably wasn't really that bad of a guy.
Oh, did Joe Braswell say
Yeah.
that? Well, you know, Joe Braswell can be trusted to be where he says he's going to be.
We're being mean. Okay, we're done. But I do like to point out that he was very, very, very wrong. Which brings me great joy.
Jules, once again, not wrong or less wrong than other people. Well, let's get into this episode a little bit. I agree with you in that the caper involved did not seem worthy of an FBI task force. The smuggling of Chinese of Chinese corpses, while disturbing and unpleasant, didn't seem to me to warrant a full-blown full-blown FBI super-duper task force situation. I get that he was involved, that Quan was involved in smuggling that they had to get to the bottom of, right? That they thought he was involved in smuggling in a weapon. In
smuggling explosive and weapons and things like that. And now we find out, I mean, it makes sense in the end, but not necessarily in the beginning, excuse me, that he has direct ties to the director. So that can't be good.
Right.
Ever.
It's never good. Nothing good is going to happen. So it sounds like the plot, like we're getting a little bit, that they're going to have some sort of mass casualty event, right? Which is going to be, so it would be a false flag event, which is, which we have a long and storied history of doing them here in this country. Remember the Maine? You remember the Maine in the Havana Harbor? We blew up a battleship. Said that they did it, and then we started the war. But false flag operations are used to start wars, right? So that would be the idea, right? So the cabal wants to start another world war. That seems to be the number. So if you want to up the stakes a little bit, World War III seems pretty high. Those pretty high stakes.
Maybe that's the number one blacklister. World
War III. Who do you get to play that? Anthony Hopkins could play World War III.
Done and done.
He could walk right in off the street, boom.
There it is.
So we're learning a little bit more about what the cabal wants to do, which I think is fun. Their idea of the idea is control and stability, right? So their point of view seems to be another war would be good. So I guess we're gonna set up this event. There's gonna be some sort of an explosion on a military base. Isn't that what we got toward the end of this thing? That seemed to be where this was going. That was what Sumar was able to get out of Jasper and their little caper, their little ride. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh God.
You have copious notes
watched it
here.
Days ago. I watched it when I was supposed to watch it, gentlemen.
Well, there you go. All right. Well,
Anywho, yes.
Yes. All right. Well, let's start at the beginning because it's going to work better with your notes. There you go. All right. Good. So first off, we've got this kidnapping. Not a kidnapping. I beg your pardon. We got this digging up of the corpse. We're going to take a corpse out of the ground and we're going to repatriate it to somewhere else.
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to be changing the teeth to make her prettier.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Wouldn't you? That's exactly what I would do. It's an interesting idea, isn't it? Like that you feel like your family member has been wronged so much that you exhume a body so they're not alone in the afterlife. And
how much money? 37 grand, wasn't it? 37 G's.
I think so.
That's the Chinese ghosts are meaner than American ghosts. We roll, but we don't like ruin things.
I guess it would be nice to have company in death, though.
I can see that. It makes sense. There's a certain logic going on here.
What I really want to get into. This is what I love. I love the Lizzie stuff. I love the Lizzie stuff.
Should we talk about the Lizzie?
So I want to talk a little bit about the picture. I want to talk a little bit about what we learned about Lizzie this episode, because that's what I think is key here. But that's just me personally.
Let's get into it. There's only the two of us, so what you have personally is half of what we're going to talk about.
That's true. So what do we find out about Lizzie today? We find out that the woman in the picture, with the sun bleached out picture, is indeed her mother.
Absolutely.
We find out that her mother's name was Katerina Rysova. Very Russian.
Very Russian.
And that Lizzie was born in Moscow.
So she's not eligible to be president of the United States. That is just how this works.
And that's true. This is very true.
Yeah, in case anybody's,
What else did we learn? So we learned that Katarina, as Red, knew her. So we don't know if that's really her name or not.
Right. It seemed like,
You seem like, well, that's how I knew her, but I guess she's gone by many other names before. But she was a KGB agent, and that both her parents worked for foreign intelligence.
So basically, we've got the Americans going back to the beginning of the Blacklist. Okay, so they were both foreign intelligence, but we don't know what Dad was. We don't know if Dad was Russian.
We don't know if Dad was in Russian foreign intelligence, U.S. foreign intelligence.
Or if his name is Red.
It's not.
Anyway.
I promise you.
It's starting to seem less and less that way, isn't
know.
it? But they keep messing with us.
Does that hurt a little bit,
It does. It will definitely sting.
And we also learned officially that Red is the one that blocked her memory.
Yes.
That's a big thing for me. I mean, we already knew it, but it's a big thing for Lizzie.
Now this is a tough scene to me, and this is the writers. They put everybody, I think, in a little bit of a quandary or a quagmire, something with a Q. This scene is like, okay, I'm just not going to tell you, and what do you do? Like, what is your response to that?
So my question is, what's the point of telling her anything then?
Well, that's it,
there
right?
There has to be a bigger play here, right? He seems to want her to find out for herself because he's putting all this stuff in front of her for 2 seasons now.
I don't get it. I don't
get it. I mean, he's there. That's enough to make her wonder, right?
Yeah, and I think the frustration on my part, and I cannot imagine that I'm alone. But internet, tell me if I'm alone. Is that it seems like I think the writers have kind of backed themselves into a little bit of a corner because it stops feeling motivated at some point. It starts feeling like they're just hiding. But we've said this before. Mm-hmm. We're just kind of skating around. We don't want to tell you yet because you might not come back and watch next week. So we'll keep playing this game. But at some point it starts to feel forced and not organic, and then it gets weird.
I agree with you. No, I absolutely agree with you. Though I'm still kind of like irked by the whole. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Like it just doesn't. You're right. It doesn't feel.
Lizzie, I'm not going to tell you. He's spadering it up, and he spadered the Spader out of it, but
he spadered that as much as he could spader that.
It was Spader within an inch of his life, but
without a doubt.
But still, it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to tell you straight up.
Here's another thing that I'm wondering about. Tom Keene says he knew all this stuff about Red, but he doesn't really seem to know much about Red.
Yeah, well,
he's not telling her anything.
It's that weird thing, right? Because if he tells her everything, then we got a character that's written off and done. We've gotten everything we can out of him. So now we're re-exploring the love story, right? Seems to me. And listen, whenever I talk to a girl, I make sure my Mustang is right behind me.
Well, of course.
I mean, I just need them to make sure that they see that I have a Mustang and it's right behind me.
Do you see my new pretty Mustang?
Have you seen it's blue? It's right here behind me.
Cobalt blue, if you
Cobalt
will.
blue.
I may have done a commercial or two for them that aired right before.
Do you remember?
But he didn't have his SS tattoo in the commercial.
He did not. He did not.
Just saying.
So it turns out our friends at Ford are not okay with white supremacy when they're actually shooting a commercial, but if they're doing product placement, it's more or less okay. I just love this. Do you remember Happy Days back in the day?
Yes.
Obviously, we were reruns when we were children. Not true. Happy Days, they were hilarious because they wanted to put Fonz in a leather jacket, but they couldn't put him in a leather jacket, NBC said, unless he was riding a motorcycle, because that would have been, they were promoting a bad image. So the writers on the show said, okay, and they just had Fonzie come in on a motorcycle everywhere. That's why he rode the motorcycle into the house. That's why he rode it into the apartment. That's why he rode it into the malt shop. Because they wanted to be able to get a leather jacket on him.
Did he ride it over the shark that he jumped?
No, I believe that he did.
I believe that he did.
So I just love looking at, that's all I could think about when I was looking at that Mustang behind him. I was like, do they have to have the Mustang in every shot? Is that part of the deal?
That's a brand spanking new Mustang, too.
I
thought he was on the outs. I thought he had no place to live, no money, no nothing, but he has a new Stang.
Right. I'm kind of on the run, but yeah, my social security number is 311-328. I love it. I'm going to call him, I think his new name is Tom Constang. Because that's...
Don't know why you're doing it in a Spanish accent.
I love the idea of Constang. I just think it's awesome.
Constang?
Constang with Stang.
Are you going to make it a thing? You're going to make it a hashtag?
No, I don't know. We'll see. Probably not.
Probably
not a good idea. So Harold and Tom, we've talked about briefly, but I want to go back to it real quick. Charlene is not as attached to his to Harold's integrity as Harold is.
She's more attached to Harold,
which I think is kind of understandable.
I think it's kind of badass.
So she straight up she does the leak.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know. I mean, my wife and I have a good relationship, I think, but I don't know if I'd be in a position to like bounce into her email and find something to go and leak. So, I mean, Charlene couldn't just, it's not like he had the leak on the table.
Well, he told her exactly what Tom Connolly said, exactly what Tom Connolly asked him to do, and how exactly Tom Connolly told him to do it.
Damn it, Charlene, whatever you do.
Not do it.
Don't go into my email under super secret. Oh, wow. Well, she did it, though.
Super secret passcodes, too, just in case.
Just in case you weren't sure. Oh, man.
I thought it was an understandable move.
I thought so, too.
I really did. He was already deep in it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom Connolly has him under his thumb.
Oh, I love that character. He does such a great job with that. He's such a slimy little dude. It's just great.
And now he's officially the Attorney General. He's been sworn in.
As muy importante. That is, it is.
You're so ethnic today.
I do. I've been, I've been studying up.
Oh,
I'm
good.
doing the Rosetta Stone.
Oh, are you?
I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it.
Okay,
The
why
Rosetta
not?
Stone. Probably not.
I think it's La Rosetta Stone.
I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten far enough.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I you know what I want to talk about briefly? That the torture scene was fantastic.
Well, that's the best scene of this entire episode.
Did
in
you
my
think
opinion.
so?
Oh, without a
Have
doubt.
you ever seen Spader, something so Spadered?
That was as Spadery as I think Spader has gotten.
Oh, Spadered into the nth degree.
And you know who else can Spader the heck out of something? Navabi.
No doubt.
Samar Navabi. She's right up there. She's Spader stuff too.
Her face was so grim. Like, I was scared. I was like, dude, you're Jasper. I don't want to watch what they're going to do to you.
When he called her in and she looked so intense, I was like, oh, I don't want to mess with this girl. And then she cut him loose. I believed it. I was in. I was like, oh no. All this time, I can't have it. No. And then she shot Dembe.
I know, that was grim.
It was a smart move, though.
It was. But when we learned something, we do have someone on the inside, though. The Cabal does have someone on the inside. So we don't know who that is.
It's true. We do not know who
Is
that is.
Is it wrestler? Is it a Rom?
Can't be wrestler.
Oh, no. Could it be a Rom?
Could it be?
I don't know. I mean, who is it? He did say I knew we had someone on the inside, but I didn't know who it was.
Well, who do we got? We have Cooper. Well, Cooper's kind of on the inside now, isn't he?
Yeah, Cooper's being dragged to the other side, whether he wants to go or not. But could it be Cooper?
He's being questionable with his morals.
I got the impression they had like an agent, like a full-blown
It's been there from the get-go.
Yeah.
Wrestler,
From jump. Who do we have? We have wrestler, a Rom,
Lizzie, and Cooper. Those are the only OGs.
That's it, right? That's all that's left.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Interwebs, who is
do you
it?
guys think
Tell
it
us who it is.
Oh, no, not a Rom. He's so sweet.
Oh, maybe it is a Rom. Oh, that would be a bummer.
Oh, but it would be really cool.
Oh, you know, right? He's like, listen, Nababi, I love you, but here's the thing. I'm the mole. No, not you, a Rom.
A Rom, no.
All right, well, let's talk. So they were
So that was a
referencing.
good play, though. That's really what I want to talk about. That was a really good play. That whole bait and switch, shoot Dembe, get in the car.
Yeah.
And then hack off that tongue.
Foomp. Now, do you think they really cut out his tongue?
Yes.
That's some straight up Roman emperor shit right there. That's Caligula crazy. That's like we're cutting out your tongue and sending it to your family to know.
Who of those three you think actually made that cut?
Like that's a thing, right? When you take the next step, who's cutting a tongue out? I bet it seems to me it's a Dembe job.
Yeah, it's probably a Dembe job.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, can you picture Spader actually cutting out a tongue?
I could see Spader. Why am I imagining this? This is awful.
You brought it up.
But I could see Spader, right in front of the guy while Dembe is cutting out his tongue and talking to him and giving him an awesome Red Reddington sort of monologue.
Right. When I was in Bangladesh in '86,
Yes.
a wonderful girl with a pierced tongue. It was magnificent. We'll do the same with yours.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we figured that out. It was Dembe.
And I love that they were referencing in that whole time it was Marathon Man, right? That was the
Which I've never seen. Have you seen it?
Okay, that's the part of the movie where you have to turn it off because
Really?
it is Laurence Olivier. I mean, he said Laurence Olivier just Dennis torturing. Anyway, come on, Joe, Dustin Hoffman, and it's unbelievable. Like if you have a fear of the dentist, and I have a deathly fear of the dentist. Like it's like your own personal hell. You have to turn it off, and it's Laurence Olivier, right? So it's like insanely brilliant and like
So they pull out all his teeth?
he just keeps. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh God, no!
It is unpleasant, but worth checking out.
Now I want to see it.
Yeah, go to YouTube. I'm sure
I
it's on
like
YouTube.
The gore a little bit.
Yeah, it is no fun at all.
Ooh.
What else happened in this episode?
What else happened? We found out a little something else about in the picture, the mom's wearing a ring.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Tom was good for one thing. Tom was good for one thing besides his sting, and being hot. He identified the ring as what? A Russian inspection stamp on the ring?
I didn't understand that part.
I didn't understand it either, but it ties something together. It makes it
Because,
Russian.
And Berlin had the same one, right?
And Berlin had the same one, so he recognized it.
So Berlin had the same ring that Lizzie's mom had.
Had the same insignia on it.
Okay, so did they work in the same unit? Were they in the same family? Is Berlin Lizzie's daddy? I thought we explored all that. That was a negative, right?
I don't think Berlin. No.
Yeah.
Berlin had his own daughter to worry about.
Yeah, there was never a yeah. So where?
But it's all becoming interconnected.
Right. So it's all getting
bit.
twisted up. Okay, and then they went into the health club. It looked like.
I love the super secret Russian day spa.
Right? Welcome to super secret Russian day spa. Sit down. Did you sign in? Please make sure you use your real name. So when we go to track you, we know exactly where you've been.
So yeah, we go into the super secret Russian day spa. I can't do the accent, but I want you to do the rest of the show with that accent, please.
I want to do a voice. I want to do a call. Your on hold message for the super secret. Thank you for calling super secret Russian day spa. We are not available to take your call right now. Your call is important to us. I love this idea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're a little off track. The kids have been abandoned.
Not a good idea.
Mom and Dad are not here.
But what do we get out of that? We got that these people were scared of Red.
They were scared of Red.
Which didn't Tom say something that is Red's tell?
Yes.
Right? What did he say about that? I wrote it down. Red's tell is the silence. So when someone clams up, it sort of is an indicator that Red has gotten to them and has intimidated them. So they didn't say a damn thing.
But he was saying that he thought the people being afraid of Red was his weakness, not his strength. Isn't that what Tom was saying? Which I can't imagine being true because
I would be scared shitless of
right?
Reddington.
I'm not interested in messing with you.
He cuts people's tongues out.
Or has Dembe do it.
Or has Dembe do it.
Or finds random tongues and sends them to people. Maybe he didn't cut out Jasper's tongue.
Cow tongue?
It might be. No, it's way too small to be a cow tongue. Have you ever seen cow tongue?
Yeah, I have actually.
It's unpleasant.
Never eaten it though.
No, me neither.
I don't think it's for me.
No, it's not for me either. I've seen it. I've seen it served. I'm not touching it.
Nah, not my
Braswell ate tongue.
Did he?
He did.
Where?
I don't remember. Some restaurant. He was very proud of himself.
I probably would. I'll try anything once, probably twice.
Well, you and Braswell should eat some cow tongue together if he'd ever show up where he's supposed to be, but he won't.
We'll bring it to the next show to entice him to come over.
Here's some tongue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's some tongue. Come on, Braz. I'll serve some tongue.
So Tom, yeah.
What they get out of there is the name Bill Kershaw, which tips Lizzie off to the apartment, correct?
Yes.
Right.
And then she goes nuts.
She goes crazy town.
Yeah.
She goes all vandal.
And you know what? I liked her in that scene. I thought that was good. That made sense to me.
It made sense too because she's always being watched. She's aware that she's always being watched. But then when she found the camera and when Dembe saw it on the phone, goes, yeah, there you go, Red.
Yeah. Problem. Yeah, that was good stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that he called her right away. And again, the thing that becomes tricky is just it all gets so unbelievable.
Yeah.
It all gets so stretched out and. Just tell her, for God's sake, let us all off the hook.
I know.
Whatever you guys choose, we will all be fine with. At this point, we're all invested for 2 seasons. Unless you make him like a creepy uncle or something, it's something, it's going to be fine. We'll be fine. We're involved in your show. We're invested, I promise.
What if that apartment is a little strange for me. It doesn't look like a Red Reddington kind of apartment.
Not this Red Reddington. It doesn't look like well-to-do, got money flowing out my ears, flying everywhere in a Learjet Red Reddington.
Do you know what it looks like? Maybe Lizzie's mom's apartment.
Ooh, does it look like 1981, 82 apartment. Russian spy lady apartment?
Super secret
Russian spy lady
apartment. Yes, that's what it looks like.
Thank you for calling super secret Russian lady spy apartment.
That's exactly what it looks like to me.
It does. It doesn't really. You're right. It doesn't have the Red Reddington panache.
No, not at all.
I don't see anybody hand tailoring suits in that apartment.
I see no hat rack.
Not even one. All right. Well, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's a little bit of a prediction, I guess. But I'll call it Lizzie's apartment.
Why not?
Or Lizzie's mom's apartment.
Katerina.
Katerina. Rissova. Yes.
Yes.
Katerina Rissova.
I'm going to say yes. I have no idea. I support you.
No, it is Katerina Rissova.
Excellent.
I'm positive of this.
All right. So what else went on this episode?
What else did we learn this episode?
What did we miss? I feel like we're burning through it because there's only 2 of us.
Yeah, I know. We learned the director advanced the timeline.
He did advance. Now, okay, so 2017 was the original plan, but they've advanced the timeline. Therefore, we are upping the stakes higher and higher. And, you know, it's I don't know how 2017 is only in 2 years, but it is. So now we're looking, so we're in mid-2015, so we're looking maybe, what, late 2015, early 2016, we're going to blow something up.
Yes.
Yes. And there's a dude that came in a coffin at the end.
There's a dude that came in a coffin, and that dude's name is Kerakut. I like to say it with the accents. I like when Lizzie says things with accents. Kerakut.
Kerakut.
Kerakut. And that was kind of a scary little picture.
Welcome to America.
With the oxygen mask and in the coffin, and I don't know.
I don't have whatever it takes to do that. There's no way. If you're like, hey, Joe, the only way we're going to get you in, we're going to put you in a coffin. You know, like we do the dead people. And then you're going to have a mask with oxygen, and you hope the oxygen doesn't run out. And then we're going to put you on an airplane in the cargo hold. We're going to fly you across the country, and you can't move, and you'll only be able to shoot it. No way, man. I'm not going.
How long do you think that flight is?
Well, what is it? Okay, so is it 6 or 7 hours? What is it, 7 hours from New York to Amsterdam, right? Is it 6, 7 hours? 6 hours.
About that. It's like 5 to London from New York.
Okay, so you figure 6 hours.
4 or 5.
So it's got to be 8 hours, right? 7 hours?
I mean, if they're coming
If it's
from
a direct
Moscow,
flight?
let's say.
Now, what if they went on like Trivago and found like a really like a cheap flight, and then he was bouncing all over hell and back.
Oh, like he had to change planes?
Buy this cheap plane ticket. We've got to pull coffin out, put coffin back in. It's just
didn't have time to go to duty free.
No, man, we're pull them in, put them out.
It looks uncomfortable. Is the moral of the story, and really boring.
Really boring, unpleasant.
Yeah, but if you're Kerakut and you're sitting there and you're plotting some instrumental attack to begin World War III, I bet you have a lot to think about and a lot to plot out.
Yeah, and you're probably fairly more committed than me. You're involved. Yeah, you're invested. If you're committed to starting World War III, getting involved, getting in a coffin and flying for a few hours is probably negligible.
Nothing.
We got this.
It's just part of the gig.
Got it.
What did we miss?
Wow,
we really blew through it.
We
really
did.
Quickly.
Listen, we're not messing around here. We don't have the dead weight of these other 2 people with the whatever. I'm not even going to mention their names, and they're not here to drag us down. We want to thank you guys for listening on iTunes and downloading us and reviewing us. If you feel like reviewing us, please, we love 5s. They're our favorite. 5s. They're our favorite star number.
It's a really nice number.
And if you're watching on YouTube, please leave some comments. Next week when all the grown-ups are here, we will go through and shout out and tell you guys thank you for leaving your comments. If you have thoughts about anything we've said, and
I'm sure you do,
right? Which I'm certain. Please drop them on us.
We probably deserve them.
No, we're getting through. Is it time for predictions?
Sure.
Predictions! Ooh, with the drop in.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh, yeah. This is a new lighting effect. Julie. Jules.
Just call me Julie?
I did, Julia. I'm sorry. Jules. I'll tell you why later. What is your prediction?
Okay, well, well, I don't really have Z. I dropped a big one last week, and some of you thought I was crazy. Some of you came out to support me. So thanks for that. And we're going to delve deeper into it, I hope, in the next couple episodes. And hopefully I will reign victorious about Lizzie being a descendant of Russian royalty.
So she's Anastasia.
Yeah, or her great-granddaughter.
Oh, I got you.
Great-granddaughter.
So she's a Romanov.
She's a Romanov, yes.
Why not?
Hey, Luther called her princess.
Okay, so there you go. So you're halfway there.
I have supporters out there. So thanks for that. So now we find out a little bit about her mom, and we find out that both the parents were in foreign intelligence, but he does not say that the father was in Russian foreign intelligence.
Right, which is foreign intelligence. We don't say Russian.
We don't say Russian, but we do say that Katerina was part of the KGB. So I'm wondering if maybe we kind of talked about this already, but I'm wondering if her dad was American, her mom is Russian, and maybe the dad was partners with Red, working for the CIA, FBI.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Red was in love with her mom.
Well, I think Lizzie asked that question. He was very stoic. He would not respond. Now, on any other show, I'd take that for confirmation, but not on this show.
I don't take anything as confirmation.
I don't even think the writers have decided some of these things.
I
think
they're... obviously, I don't have much of a prediction this week. I'm grasping
That's
at
good.
straws.
We're just...
But I do predict that that's Lizzie's mom's apartment.
Okay, so you predict it's Lizzie's mom's apartment. I got you. Okay, so I'm predicting that Harold is not sick, never was sick, and the medication that I think they slipped him something to make him feel funky, and the medication has kept him feeling funky. I don't think he's sick at all. And I think that he's been set up the whole time.
Really?
That's what I think. And that is all I got because I'm out of stuff.
What do you think Harold's going to do to Charlene?
Damn it, Charlene.
Damn it, Charlene.
Damn it, Nairobi. Jules, where can we find you, dear?
Oh, Lord. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter with my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley.
And you can find me on the Twitters at JoeFlippo, JoeFlippo. My website is josephsanfilippo.com. We'll be back here with you guys in a couple of days to do this on time and correctly with the grown-ups, theoretically.
Uh-oh.
It was a pleasure.
We're going to be in trouble.
We're going to be so busted, you don't even know.
Dad's going to find out.
Oh, my God. Have a great day, you guys.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.